Trump threatens shut down social media platforms after Twitter put a disinformation warning on his false tweets. He should boycott Twitter. Twitter should tag that post with articles saying he can't. The irony. He's so full of shit. He wouldn't do this not only because Twitter is one of his two best tools in trying to control the narrative, but because engaging in a lawsuit or worse would mean he would have to factually defend his positions, which he knows is impossible. The longer this plays out, the more he shoots himself in the foot. Twitter is a private business which the public individually has a choice to use or not. Trump threatening them should outrage people. So he wants to suppress free speech because he thinks they suppressed his free speech, which they didn't. Fact-checking becomes inherently liberal when your movement is infested by lying in every direction like conservatism is. To verify claims against reality is now liberal. Twitter should disable his account. Yet another attack on the First Amendment. And this one isn't a joke, it's literally the government threatening to choke free speech. Edit. I am seeing a lot of replies stating that this isn't a First Amendment issue. Those replies appear to believe that the First Amendment only applies to individual speech and don't realize that it applies to media and the internet as well. Media have very important First Amendment rights, too, and government is not allowed to censor the internet save for exceptions such as child sexual abuse, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press. So Twitter finally stands up to his blatant false propaganda, and now Twitter should not exist for finally doing the right thing? Rolling on the floor laughing. Go ahead Donnie, shut them down. Putting aside his inability to do that, even if he could, he wouldn't. He can't go 2 days without his Twitter fix. He still got to say what he wanted to say. His rights were not trampled on. Twitter is a crutch for Trump. If Twitter removed his account, he'd lose a lot of his power to spread misinformation to his cult base. Twitter should do the right thing and remove the account of the most petulant, divisive, and vile internet troll this country has ever known, Donald J. Trump. Such a crybaby. Republicans love First Amendment free speech except when they don't. Republicans love private enterprise to property rights except when they don't. Republicans love precedence with absolute authority except when it's a Democrat president. All right. Go for it. What an idiot crybaby. As with everything, imagine if Barack Obama threatened to do this. Every conservative in this country would be arming themselves and preparing for the government to put them in FEMA camps. The conservatives are cool with actual authoritarianism when it comes from their team. Trump getting fact-checked on Twitter, my free speech is being impeded upon. Trump on free speech in the NFL, the players need to shut up and play football. Nice double standard there, Don. You hypocritical racist asshole. Dictator with a president tag. GOP, we believe in the free market. Free market, does a thing. GOP, not like that. That's socialism. I still don't understand how this guy is president. I thought it was hilarious in 2016, but now I just feel sad for the American people. All bark, no bite. Nelson_Muntz_ haha. Wave. And if the newspapers publish unflattering stories about me, I'll close them too. And if books print the truth about me, I'll burn them. And if the demonstrators march with signs critical of me, I'll jail them. I've seen this movie, it doesn't have a happy ending. If he were to shut down social media, wouldn't that be stifling free speech? The government interfering in a blanket social media ban seems like a First Amendment violation to me. Twitter is incapable of stifling people's right to free speech, because Twitter does not have a monopoly on free speech. People can simply use a different platform. Also, Twitter has every right to fact-check anyone on their platform and handle each account as they deem fit. If Trump doesn't want fact-checks alongside his tweets, maybe he should quit tweeting bullshit. It's Jack's company, if Trump doesn't like it, he should boycott Twitter. The world would much appreciate it. He wants to shut down a private business because he feels the need to lie compulsively. I can't wait for him to drop Twitter over this and switch to exclusively TikTok videos. Woo. You can totally tell the bot accounts are working overtime for Trump during the last 24 hours. You can almost smell them. Better headline, demented grandpa yells at cell phone. So, the first president I ever remember is George W. I was too young to grasp politics during Clinton, so Bush was my first experience when learning about it. Y'all remember good old George W? People made fun of him and called him stupid. I didn't really understand it until later when I rewatched his press bloopers. He doesn't seem so fucking stupid compared to this half-melted creamsicle, does he? I'm not saying he was good, I'm just saying, what in the flying French toast kind of circus clown bullshit has this country fucking become? The USA is now more than ever a fucking joke. Depending on your perspective, depends on if the joke makes you laugh or cry. I don't think he realizes how much these platforms served as a catalyst for helping him get elected in 2016. Holy shitballs idiot, these social media platforms are what got you to this point. Without them you would have never been elected and wouldn't have this much attention. Fact check, First Amendment protects the government from prohibiting free speech. Private entities, such as Twitter, are not covered under the First Amendment and require you to agree to their terms to use. Now he's threatening action against Twitter for enforcing their right to do stuff such as add fact checks to misleading tweets. By seemingly every metric this is him actually stifling free speech. All while his tweets weren't ever actually deleted. How do I understand the Constitution more than the president? He should be embarrassed. So the head of the executive branch is threatening to use the powers of government to punish a private firm for tagging his tweet with something he didn't like, literally threatening to do the very thing you're accusing Twitter of. Twitter is a private business. They can allow or disallow whatever the fuck they want on their own platform. Dictator move. Be prepared, this is when it's about to get really bad. They should label his statements as possibly misleading, definitely dipshit. Republicans feel that social media platforms totally silence conservatives' voices. Really? Because all I fucking see in the comments section of every news article on other social media platforms are conservative assholes. Sounds like he's a little worried about all the Jeffrey Epstein stuff coming out soon. Masks are government overreach of the private sector. Fuck yeah Trump, Twitter should do exactly what he says because he is president. Pick one. Preferably none. Conservatives, free speech is among the most sacred rights of Americans. Also conservatives, let's ban social media for saying we lied. Shut them all down. Do the world a favor. Trump would have never been elected without social media and Russian interference. It is past the time to suspend or delete Trump's Twitter account. LOL. His threads are full of butthurt propaganda zombies who don't know the definition of censorship. Like Twitter literally took the lightest hand possible with this shit. They just put a link to a fact check at the bottom. A fucking link. Also lots of threats to quit Twitter. Oh God, please do. I'm old enough to remember when conservatives were against the federal government interfering with private business. As such, I naturally await Ted Cruz, John Cornyn, and Dan Crenshaw, I'm from Texas, amongst others to apply their consistent conservative values and speak out against this. A golf twiddler can whine all he wants. He literally has no power to shut down social media platforms.